Somebody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, well we're already replacing the clutch on the YZ250F. Mostly just because I've been feeling like it's been like slipping a little bit. Mostly if I'm sitting there at idle and I'll have the clutch in, it's wanting to like go a little bit. And the clutch lever also has the cable completely maxed out. So I'm assuming that the clutch is probably toast on it. So I went ahead and ordered a brand new Wiseco clutch, just the clutch pack. I didn't order the whole thing with the basket or nothing like that because I plan on eventually doing a recluse clutch. This is kind of just temporarily in the meantime until I man up and spend the money on the recluse. It's literally just the clutch pack with the plates, which I'm pretty sure are probably steel because they're kind of heavy, and then the friction plates. Also comes with new clutch springs. So that's what we're doing tonight, and we're gonna get that swapped into the YZ250. And I'll show you guys how to do it. I bought this one from Motorsport. It was like 150 bucks, which isn't bad. Pretty cheap for a clutch kit, so easy as that. It's my first time working on this dirt bike, so we'll see how it goes. The bike's kind of all taken apart right now because I was doing some wiring with my taillight and everything like that. But in order to do this, you have to drain the oil on the bike, obviously. So I went ahead and picked up some new oil. I got some 10W40 motorcycle oil, so I got 2 quarts of that. I think it takes probably around like one quart, maybe like a little bit under 1.5 quarts. I didn't get an oil filter because I didn't have one in stock and I didn't feel like waiting. So just got some oil for now. The first thing I'm going to do, which you should probably do for like a night ahead, always the best way to do it is to soak these friction plates like overnight in some oil. I'm just going to soak them for about like a couple hours while I probably get everything ready. I should probably do it longer, but it's always better to at least soak them. So I'm going to get some oil, put these friction plates in this bucket here. Kind of just put these newer ones on the bottom, so then these ones drip on top. Kind of get them all soaked up in there. Get a little bit of a puddle going. They don't need to be completely submerged, but at least get some oil going in on them. Make sure every plate got some oil on it. Yeah. While those are soaking in the oil, I'm gonna go ahead and drain the oil from the bike. This bike, it's right here, and it's just a 12mm bolt. So you're just going to crack it loose and then drain all the oil out. Once you got the oil drained in that, the next step is to get this brake out of the way because you're going to have to pull this cover off. You could probably manage to do it by like pushing it down, but that's a pain in the ass, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull it to the side. It has a cotter pin back here, so you gotta knock that out, and then right here just a 6mm bolt. Again, this is just how it is on my bike. This is a 2008 YZ250F, so might be a little bit different, but on your bike, but they're basically all the same. I'm going to undo the spring too, just so I can get it all the way to the side. And then kind of let it hang over here. Make sure you don't lose your cotter pin. Alright, next we're going to take off all these bolts. They're all 8mm, so get them all out of here. They are different length bolts, but it's pretty common sense on which one goes where, so. But if you don't feel confident in that, I would just make sure you lay them out where you remember. 10mm in here for the clutch springs, so go ahead and crack all these loose. I'm not sure what clutch is in here now, because I bought the bike used, but I'm pretty sure it's probably just an OEM one. These springs are blue, that's kind of strange. I'm assuming that's probably just an OEM thing. I guess all of them are coming off with one. I don't know if that's normal. Whoa. From what I read online, they should be kind of hard to pull out, but I just pulled them all out in one. On the basket up here, you can feel it and feel if there's grooves that'd be bad, but everything on my basket feels pretty good, so that one looks alright too. Not too much wear, honestly. So I did a little side by side. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more worn, but not extremely different, that's for sure. The basket looks good, everything looks good. The clutch plates have been soaking for like 3 hours now, so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting them in. Starting with one of those, and then you're gonna go ahead and put one of those steel ones, and then switch off back and forth. Here's a look at the old ones. As you can tell, they're a lot like smoother. They don't have much grab to them, but they didn't look terrible, so I didn't see any like burn or anything like that, like what I typically see on a messed up clutch. So I guess we'll just see when we put it together how she feels. Friction plate first. These steel plates definitely look nicer. So if you did everything correct, you'll end up with another friction plate at the last one. Then we're going to go ahead and put your pressure plate back on. Here we got our new springs, which from what I read are about like 80% stiffer than the stock ones, so that should feel a lot better than the stock ones because this thing's kind of felt weak. Now these are supposed to be torqued to like, I think it's like 7 something, 7.2. I do not have a torque wrench, I don't believe. So, it might get a little risky. Mentally torque it down to 7.2 pounds, which I really don't suggest doing. We're gonna see how that plays out for me. Now with that done, we're gonna put our cover back on. It has some pins to hold it on good, so make sure you put those on right. And it's usually these, typically it's these two top ones that are the longer ones, so. Be careful tightening these. It's always so sketchy working on your motor with bolts like this, because it's like, you strip it and it's game over for you. It's not gonna be fun. So. Tighten them, but don't over tighten them. All right. Now, put the brake back on. All right, then we gotta put that cotter pin back in. That just saves us from never losing our brakes when we're riding. Now all that's back together. So now we're just gonna put some oil in the bike. This bike's been leaking bad, so I really gotta figure out where it's leaking from, but it looks like it's leaking gas. So I'm assuming it's probably just a cracked line from being dry because it's Vegas heat, but I don't know, we're gonna find out. Your reservoir thing down there, it has a little mark. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a little like notch where you want it filled by. So we're gonna go ahead and fill it until we see the oil at that notch. I just got everything hooked up, got the oil done. Now I'm gonna fix this clutch because it was maxed out before. So I can go ahead and turn this in and loosen it up a bit because it's stupid tight. And then I'm gonna go take it for a test ride and then see how she goes. Alright, well I just rode it and it feels amazing. Like it actually shifts 100 times smoother now. Before it was so stiff to shift that it would actually like hurt the top of your foot while you're shifting. Now it doesn't do that. Also it doesn't roll and it goes into neutral super easy. Before it was like literally impossible to get the bike into neutral. I would sit there at the light, go back and forth, and it would be so hard to get into neutral. It would only work like usually if you had the bike off to get into neutral. Wiseco or Wiseco, whatever, however you pronounce it. Clutch feels amazing. So super stoked on that. I'm glad to know that that was the issue. I was really scared it was more than that. So stoked I got that in there. I got a new headlight now to get rid of this LED bar one because I kind of didn't like the way this looked. So I have one off of like a 2019 Yamaha that I got from my friend. So I'm going to put that on here and then I'm going to put my white plastics back on. And I'm going to see what that looks like. I got to order in these in white because that's the only thing I don't have. Also, I got my new gas tank in for my scooter that I planned on building. It's a lot smaller than I thought. Like I ordered a 1 gallon gas tank. This does not look like 1 gallon to me. So I don't know if I'm still going to use that. But I'm probably going to finish up my scooter maybe next week because I probably plan on working on my dirt bike for the rest of the week and getting the lights hooked up and getting that thing all dialed in. A lot of videos coming soon. I got gonna be turning the Jeep into a cop car, and that's gonna be crazy.
To vlog everything you do?
Yeah, dude, I gotta vlog everything. I'm gonna be turning the Jeep into a cop car. I got like a crazy speaker here and like a wireless remote and everything, with like it does like every noise you could possibly think of. Also, a company sending us out something to add to this to make it like way cooler, but you guys will see that in the video. It's gonna be fun. A lot of things to come. Tiny gas tanks. Finish the scooter. I'm gonna finish that scooter quick. I think I'm gonna still paint it black. I was gonna do some crazy colorway, but like, I don't know. I feel like the scooter just looks only good black. That's gonna do it for this one. Clutch install, YZ250F, Motorsport, Wiseco. You gotta ride it. I'll see you guys in the next one.